What up, guys? So, as y'all said, I moved the camera around. So it used to be here, now it's here. It's like, Andy in the office when he's like, "Oh man, it's been a while since I've done this. What do I look? Where do I look? What camera? This one, this one, this one, that one right there." Okay, bet. So, guys, we're gonna start a new segment on my YouTube channel, which is now we are gonna do just chatting. We're gonna talk about different topics, my different topics, and what I like my top five, my top five animes, my top five movies, my top five villains, stuff like that. It could be of anything. Top five, top five, top five. So right now we're gonna hit it off with that. We're gonna go with top five favorite animes and why, starting from fifth to first. So we're gonna go from our least favorite of the five to our best to our favorite of the five. And with that being said, we're gonna start off with some woof with that thing right chill. So I'm gonna pull it up for y'all. We're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about why I like that, why I don't, stuff like that. So so if we can find it, it'll be great. Thank you. And here we go. Let's kick it off right. Black Clover. Black Clover as my fifth. And I'll tell you guys why. First of all, I'm going to talk about why it's in my list to begin with. I mean, I'm always a fan of the underdog, and you would see it in my animes when the list goes on of there are plenty of underdogs in these animes. First of all, I was talking about a kid in a magical world named Asta with has no powers whatsoever. So at a certain age, you get a grimoire. A grimoire is kind of like a spell book. You become a man basically, and you can go ahead and try out to fight for the Magic Knights. There's different Magic Knight groups. What up, Los? What it do, my guy? What up? And so, with that being said, it's like he's in a world with magic where you need magic to survive, and he proves you time and time again that he is not to be messed with, even without the magic. Without the magic, I'm not gonna give up any spoilers, of course. So I'm not gonna talk about what's happening, but I am gonna say the only reason this is in my top is in my fifth and not my fourth or third is because one, the show has caught up to the manga. They're gonna put the show on hold. They saying it's being canceled. It's going great, man. Just hanging in there. Same here, bro. Same here. Just going one day at a time. And with I'm talking to you guys here on Twitch, and those who are missing this can see it back in my YouTube channel, which I'll drop the link for those who are on Twitch. I'll drop the link in a little bit, but that's the reason why this is not my number three in my top three, because it's not over. There's so much more that we should be getting, but they announced as of last month, they announced that pretty soon they're stopping it. They're stopping the show. They don't want the anime to move further than the manga because they don't want to just give us BS, a bunch of BS here and there, and we don't want to. They just don't want to do that. That's bad for the fans. That's bad for them. We don't want to get something in the show and then the manga comes out. Those who read both manga and watch the show, they'll be like, wait, hold up, they went so far off. They don't want to pull no DC Comics type shit where like they don't follow. Not every movie follows their book to the T or their manga or comic book to the T, but to me, DC is the worst at trying to stay as close as possible. They always drift off. By the way, the new Justice League, it's worth watching it. The last one, if you haven't watched it, you are so lucky that you didn't have to go through that pain of seeing how horrible it was. So let's move on. We're moving on from Black Clover to we're going to the seven deadly sins. Seven deadly sins is my favorite of the my fourth one. This is number four, and let me tell you what. Like a lot of people will put it as the number three or two, but let me tell you, like this thing. Not only did they take so long in bringing it out for us, um, but that's beside the point. The reason why I like it, we're not here to talk about why I don't what I don't like about these certain animes. They do not sorry, the reason why I like it, sorry, it's because of the action, packed action. Like there are some animes that they have like their highs and their lows, and this thing is just like rising. Like if y'all ever been to Six Flags, that Superman ride that just keeps rising and rising and rising, and then it just drops and then picks you back up. Hey Moo, what up, girl? Appreciate you coming through. Yeah, appreciate the lurk too. You have fun with whatever you got planned. I'll be there lurking if you're gonna be live. Uh, but again, Seven Deadly Sins, packed action. The storyline is pretty great. I mean, Meliodas, the Seven Deadly Sins, they're all badasses in their own way. Like they all have their strengths, they have their weaknesses, but I have yet to see that many weaknesses from Meliodas and Vaughn. Vaughn being my favorite is just the anime is a well recommended anime in my opinion. Like I would recommend it to anyone. If you started it, finish it. There's also a movie on Netflix. The show does drop sooner in Asia than it does here. So a lot of people are like, man, they take so long. Like I just mentioned earlier, they take so long to give us the episodes. But if you don't mind watching the sub, for me, and I'm gonna talk about that subbed or dubbed, I like them both. So before we get to our third, I like them both. But I have a little rule. If I started the anime dubbed, I gotta continue to dub till the end, unless the newer episodes are only subbed. I'm not gonna wait till they drop dubbed episodes, if that makes any sense. Another confession of mine is I watch dubbed in bed, and at my desk I watch it subbed because I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Reading subtitles while I'm in bed in my comfortable ass bed puts me to sleep. The episode could be amazing. One, I'm not gonna be able to focus on the subtitles because I'm dozing off, and no matter how exciting that fight scene is. So moving on, we're moving on to our next one. But before we move on to our next one, let me get this going. I haven't even started with this. We gotta stay hydrated, and some people use energy drinks. Some people use there's all these kind of different energy drinks, powder mix. Not me. That's not my preference. I prefer to drink my mate. Not only that, because it keeps me warm and a little hyped up, but it's good for me. So we're gonna go ahead and pour that little mate right there. Take a little sip. First sip of the night is always the best one. Just like the first sip of coffee of the night, right? Is always the first one. But we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna hit you guys with these anime sounds. So we're gonna move on to our third. And this anime coming up is an anime that a friend of mine introduced me to. And not only did they introduce me to me, but it's one of my most recent ones that I've seen. I know I'm late on it. The show is pretty not old, but it's a little old. But the show is amazing, man. Like this anime, I'll tell you why it's my favorite. One of my favorites is my number 3. Yes, it went from being okay, I might watch it, to my friends convincing me, and I'm like, you know what? It's time for me to start it. Let me watch it. And it went up from my number not being on my list to it being welcome to the dark side. I appreciate that follow. Why didn't I get the notification? Yo, I appreciate that follow. But it became my favorite. It became my top 3 just because I love animes who have their ups and downs that make you fall like in love with these characters with their personalities, or this is a anime you'd be like, man, I can relate. Like this is about two. I mean, it's called Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It's about these two brothers right here, right? Alphonse and sorry, I'm like distracted. My girlfriend's right here. But anyways, these two guys are just amazing. Like, it's just the struggles they're going through. Of course, I'm not gonna go into detail because some of y'all may want to watch them. This is just for people who. This is just me rolling with the ball, like rolling with it. Like I'm trying to make this YouTube thing. I'm like not trying to focus so much on YouTube, but I'm trying to do my reaction videos or whatnot. I feel like I can. I just need to prepare myself better. So there's definitely gonna be improvement in these videos. But it's just I'm just gonna talk about the name of the. I'm not gonna get into detail with the names of the characters. I may mention my favorite character in the anime and why I love the anime so much. But they bring you through this. So like I said, I love an anime that can have its ups and downs with emotion. That they can make you feel like if you lose a character in the anime, makes you feel like, man, you just lost a parent. Like you just freaking lost. Like you feel the pain that they're feeling, or you can relate to a little bit of the struggle in a different way. Like maybe they're struggling with the loss of their mother and father. Maybe you could be dealing with the loss of somebody else, but you can just relate. And I keep looking over here because I used to have my camera here and now it's here. So I'm like, where's the camera again? Where's the camera? Oh man, where's the camera? It's right here. It's right here. But anywho, man, I appreciate everyone that's here right now. So Full Metal Alchemist is my third. So if we go back, we got Black Clover as my number 5, Seven Deadly Sins in my number 4 spot. My number 3 spot, it's Full Metal Alchemist. And we're just gonna go ahead and move on to the next one. And we're gonna go with, bear with me. Attack on freaking Titan. Mateo was hit that spot. But, I mean, Attack on Titan just started off right off the bat. Like, they get you off. I love how it just gets you off, like, on a high note. And then, like, again, like, Full Metal Alchemist. I told y'all guys, the reason why these are my top 3 is because, and I haven't even mentioned number 1. And y'all see which one's my number 1. I mean, y'all should know. If you guys are my friends, y'all should know. Y'all should know that these are my favorites and why. And it's just like, it has its ups and downs. I mean, you have a main character. I'm just gonna mention Eren. For right off the bat, like, dude, like, goes through so much. And again, not spoiling anything for anyone. New season, dope. Last season. This is the last season, guys. So there's 4 seasons in this anime, so it'll be a quick one to watch. But it's an amazing roller coaster ride. Like you take, I mean, you, like I said, like, you take sides for people. You build like this thing with that character. You're like, man, I support this character no matter what they do. Like I like them so much. And speaking of that, these right here are my 2 favorite characters, which is Levi and Eren. And if you're watching right now, y'all know it's getting crazy, especially with these 2. But I mean, it's a show that you'll get attached to a character. Like my child herself freaking loves Levi to the point where her Instagram name has to do with Levi. Like she over here, like, I love Levi here, I love Levi there. She has like little posters in here and that. She's crazy. She's only 10 years old, but she loves her anime. She gets that from her dad. I love that. I had never pushed anything on her. I was like, hey, I recommend you watch this, and that. And she's like, Dad, oh my god, I started the anime you told me, and it's so amazing. So this being my number 2 anime. So let's go back. We're almost done with this list. Top 5 animes. Number 5, Black Clover. Seven Deadly Sins at number 4. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood as number 3. And again, Black Clover could end up moving up in this list because the anime's not over, the manga's not over, but the show will be put on hold for a little while, and they'll be bringing us with new things. So hopefully that's sooner rather than later. But don't sleep on that anime. And last but not least, we're gonna go with my favorite. I mean, I'm wearing that shirt. Like, what more can I say about this anime? I have so much to talk about this anime. I'm just gonna put this up here like that. These three guys. I mean, aside from the mighty All Might, this anime is my number one. My number freaking one. I'll tell y'all why. Normally in an anime, what is it about an anime that gets you the main character, right? What does the anime focus on? The main character, right? But this anime starts you off not only with telling you how Deku right here has became the number one hero. How he became the best hero. That's how the anime starts you off. This is the story of how I became the number one hero. That's what he says in the anime, as in the intro. And you find out right away this is a world where people have superpowers. They're called quirks in this anime, and a certain percent, like 80% plus. I can't think of the number right now for some reason. And this is my favorite anime. Are born with these abilities, and they're developed once they get older. And little do you know that they start you off with Kid Deku, and you find out quirkless. That's all I'm gonna say. No powers. So how do they start you off with? This is the story of how I became the greatest hero, the number one hero. And then they start off the anime and no quirk, no superpower. How is that possible? I'm a huge fan of Iron Man. We're gonna go into Marvel now. Huge, and I'll tell y'all why. Huge fan of Iron Man. Why? Because out of any superhero, whether DC or Marvel, Batman and Superman, fuck Superman. Batman and Iron Man are probably the only superheroes that you can be like, you know what, these actually be real. There could be a billionaire out there that could have made all of these gadgets for themselves and actually be real. What up, Total Chaos? So with that being said, let's go back to why My Hero Academia is my favorite. And you would think Deku's my favorite. Suku Midoriya is my favorite. Nah, it's my boy Todoroki right here. But let's just go back to Deku, since I've been talking about him. It's the story of how he became the greatest hero. So you want to find out, you're hooked. At least in my opinion, I'm hooked from the beginning. Like, how the hell did this kid with no powers, this weakling, become the greatest hero? I'm not gonna spoil anything. You just gotta find out on your own. But one thing I can tell you, that this show, what I love about this show, DBC is in my top 10, and I didn't put it on that in this list because of the fact that I don't like Goku, but I do like, what up, Clutch? What it do? I don't like that the show focuses mainly on just Goku. Like, Goku could get his butt whipped a million times, and they found some way to fucking learn a new power. He surpassed something, and I get it. You know, he's the main character. I don't hate the show. I don't hate the anime. You know, I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan, Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball fan. But why I love My Hero Academia right here is because they don't just focus on Deku. Like I said, guys, Deku is the main character of the show. But they build up every character that you find every character like something in common with. And like I said, my last three favorite animes are because those are main reasons, because you can relate. I mean, my top 5 are those reasons. You can relate and you can you can bond. And I think every anime has a character like that, but not like these. And again, these are my top 5. Y'all tell me on the comments which one you will replace. If you agree with the same list, where would you move? What anime you would put first, second? Realign it however you want. But My Hero Academia just is my number one, and it's not even over. So we get season 5 March 27th, and I have it marked in my calendar. I'm probably calling off on that day because I know I work that day. And yeah, just the character development. Like I said, Deku's the main character, but my favorite character is Todoroki. They give you episodes for Todoroki. They give you episodes for Bakugo. They give you episodes for Yayarasu. They give you episodes for even the least popular student in that anime. It's like they hit you off with so many great things that you like. Hey, look, Deku doesn't have to be my favorite one. I can relate more towards, like my friends always say to me, I'm more of a Bakugo because I have a short temper. I am more of a Bakugo, but my favorite character is a Todoroki. So it's like the show is everywhere, and I mean you'll see that that's probably the most anime stuff I have. I'm wearing this shirt right there, all for one. No spoilers. Y'all gonna learn about this villain. That's all you'll know is a villain. I mean, you can tell. I didn't have to say anything. Black and red, the Sith, the dark, the dark side. You can tell when it's an anime. You're gonna have bright colors when you're a freaking hero. Look at All Might's merch, yellow and blue. I mean, those are his colors, but they're not gonna put All Might in like behind the. They're not gonna put him like this. There are black shirts of All Might, but around him, there's these bright colors of his colors. Because have no fear, I am here. This cumbia though. Yo, clutch. I appreciate that host. No better way to have ended this segment than with a host in that cumbia Imperial March. Y'all feel me? So, guys, this video is going up, but it'll be available tomorrow, Saturday morning on YouTube. Man, make sure you guys go ahead and drop that. What you going? Try that subscribe to YouTube, and it's not even there because this is the oh my god, there's no YouTube. But anyways, guys. We are going to go game now with the girlfriend. I appreciate y'all coming. My top 5 animes. Again, these are it again to finish it off. We go with number 5, Black Clover, just because it's not finished, so it might move up. Number 4, Seven Deadly Sins. Number 3, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Number 2, Attack on Titan, and my most favorite and still going anime, My Hero Academia. Drop on the comments below what you guys think to you guys. If you want to remove one from my top 5 and put yours in there, or if you agree with it, but the order to you is different, just drop it below. And I'll catch you guys on the next YouTube segment. We're gonna Drew on Instagram. We're gonna drop the what are we gonna drop? The topic of what comes next. So I'll catch you guys later, and if you are on my Twitch, continue watching because we're gonna get into some gaming right now.